Because there's been a couple times I found a leak that they didn't know because they didn't wet the system. Let's just hope that doesn't happen. All right, I got to crank this right here. You want to flip this up before you crank it. It releases the throttle. And then you got your choke right here.
I turned it on right now, so this should start.
That's on the. This is the choke. Right. This is the fuel, and this is your choke.
Looking at here.
At 110 to 120.
110, 120. What is priming?
way past, that's normal. Just nothing's been moving past it to pull it down. 2-to-1 pump. Then at 100 pounds of air, it gives you 200 pounds of fluid.
Okay.
And it just runs automatically. So when it reaches 200 psi or whatever it is, it stops. And as soon as you spray,
Okay. It calibrates itself.
Yeah.
That's good. But that is, it's a consistent flow with it.
It keeps constant pressure on the machine pumps.
So
Yeah. So right now,
when you open it, it's to purge it.
it started running. That's oil mixed with Bayside. That's why.
And it's a aceite.
But this is not something you have to do every day.
It just right now there's a brand new
It's
machine.
a brand new machine.
And then every time you clean it, there'll be
if you
oil.
were to clean it out and it had oil back in it, it'd be like this again. So you have to prime it up until it comes out brown. You don't ever need to do that. We're a phone call away. It's not that hard.
Okay, cool.
But we can't spray that. So we have to prime it out until just A-side comes out. And then do the
Let's
same
say we wouldn't have known that and they would have sprayed that. What would have been the
We would have
just
all
rock?
You would have done nuts. And even after I get most of it out, there's still going to be a little bit of oil in the mix. So we have to spray something around or something to kind of purge all the way out.
Gotcha. And you do that to both sides of that company, right? You do both of them?
Yeah, we do both of them. Just doing one side at a time. Then I'm going to go to a different bucket for the other one. So I don't want to make both of them right on top of it.
Oh.
But when we're done priming, we'll mix the two together and make them.
Till you see it.
Yeah. Still see how it still has oil in it. That milky color.
Is there like a chart that tells you the rating of how many inches the insulation rating that it gives?
Are they?
Yeah.
It's 3.8 per inch. For open cell, closed cell is usually around R7 per inch. That's turning brown.
Yeah.
Still got that kind of milky color in it. I'm going to let that convert until it's out. I got a can of WD-40.
WD-40. Bote de W40.
Carburetor cleaner.
Carburetor cleaner. Nada.
Brake fluid thickness.
Spray fluid.
It's okay if we don't.
Yeah, sure.
That's cleared up pretty good.
So now it's done.
Yeah. But they have that milky line in it. So I'm just gonna, the only reason I wanted to spray this,
Okay.
I don't want that getting over there. Alright? Same thing with this. Somebody hold that. I'm gonna go check, make sure it's going.
Yeah, that on the get up.
So the B side looks a lot like the oil.
Yeah.
So for me to know if it's all the way out, let me wait till it gets up about the same level as this bucket.
Okay. Okay.
But it's in there popping. But first I fixed the barrel real good before I started pulling stuff out of it.
Gotcha. And that's the way you did the one in the middle, right?
Yeah, that thing in the middle is what's doing that. I'm gonna put this on.
Igual de alto, vamos de ahí. manguera para acá para que no la vayan a machucar.
Alright, when he gets up to about like that, you can shut this valve off. I'm gonna go take the truck off.
¿Qué?
Va a tirar más o menos la misma cantidad.
Sí. Digo que ese es el aceite que estaban limpiando. Ay, güey. ¿Está muy gordito? Allá andan, ¿no? ¿Qué dicen? Sí. Luego vamos a poner la pistola.
¿Esto para qué lo hace?
Para sacarle el aire porque no le pusieron aceite para que los pistones estén cambiando. No, esto es la pegadura del aceite, entonces diera corrido. Entonces tengo que sacarlo para que ya ahorita fuera puro adicto a la pared. Y esto nomás es cuando es pompa nueva o galón nuevo o lo lavemos las líneas. I already cleaned the bottom.
Okay. This is how you put the gun on the whip. We're only gonna do this once. Bolt, line that bolt up in the middle. The same nut driver.
¿Se me fue la onda?
Make sure this is on here snug.
Okay.
And then these whip lines just snap into here. That's to keep them off your hand while you're spraying because they get warm.
Yeah.
So you're gonna basically be holding like this, and it keeps it off your hand.
Okay.
Alright? Anybody got a stick?
¿Quién tiene un palo? Danny, ¿tiene un palo? ¿Una varilla? How about, would that work?
Is it long enough? Start mixing in there.
Mixela.
Until we see that harder.
Que nos la veas más dura.
Keep going, keep going.
Sí, rápido, rápido, dice.
Keep going.
Rápido, 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 rápido.
Keep it going.
A
Back
ver.
up. Now you can throw that into the dumpster. Nobody can say anything because it's not a liquid anymore.
Oh, okay.
This can be rinsed out with water, but if you get that in your eyes, it will burn.
Okay. ¿Quieres de un bote limpio? ¿Limpio o basura? Ah, that had a chemical reaction.
Yeah, that's what's going on inside the gun. I like
That's
to show
why it
this.
gets so hot.
It's so fast, something can happen in the gun really fast. So that's why I like to show this. But you have to they won't let you just dump the liquid on the ground.
Gotcha.
So now it's a solid. It can.
Now you can be thrown away. Which is cool. Una donut?
Yeah. Picked up gravel and everything.
That shit is crazy. That shit how quick.
That bucket, like I said, can be rinsed out with water.
Dice que eso lo pueden enjuagar con agua porque no, con mucho cuidado que le toque la piel o le cae los ojos porque lo va a quemar. Vamos a ir a...
Can we move that hose up this way and make sure nobody runs over?
Yes, que movamos la manguera para acá. Dale para allá. Para allá. ¿Quieren ganar la pistola? No, pues tú, ahorita vamos a esperar. ¿O vas a esperar tú? ¿Tú vas a esperar? So we're getting ready to spray. Mira lo que hizo, el reaction que hizo.
Well, it's primed up now and the heat's on. So we're waiting for the hose heat to warm up. I'm gonna show you how this gun comes apart and explain how it works. That way.
And usually, how long does it take to heat up the line and all that stuff?
Depends on how cool it is outside. I mean,
well, what's the ideal temperature and what's the coldest temperature that you could throw it on?
we spray in the freezing.
Okay, so
you have to. There's other things you have to do, but y'all won't get that cold down here.
Yeah. Only in December and January, and after that, it's
pretty cool this morning.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it gets hot.
So we need to do the gun training. I don't know who all wants to watch that.
I'll do that.
Okay. Who else needs to watch the gun training?
Everybody.
Okay. What I'll do is I will stop at certain spots and give you a chance to. And I'm not going to do like every little single thing, but that would kind of take forever. I want to show you examples. This is all your stuff.
Okay.
You got the gun spare part kit here, but you didn't buy a second gun. Why did they try to sell you a second gun? It's nice to have one. But $1,500 for this. It comes with the gun and whips and everything and another O-ring here. You want to buy one?
Oh, you got one?
Yeah.
Free?
$1,500. All right.
$15?
No.
Oh, $1,500. I thought it was.
paper?
Yeah,
I owe you.
I owe you. I just wanted to show you that inside here they have every O-ring that's in this gun in its actual size.
Okay.
So when you rebuild it, if you want to rebuild a whole gun, you can do that and set all the O-rings out and not miss where they go.
Okay.
But I like to point this out that's because I'm gonna name some O-rings, but they're on here too.
Okay.
Just so you know.
How many square footage? Take a look and just call me back.
All right.
All right, bye.
This is my gun.
Okay.
This is the one I take everywhere with me and train. So you see how I bolted that
Correct.
manifold on with that bolt. And it
Correct.
bolts down tight on top of these check valves. This does two things. It's going to keep the pressure kind of in the gun and resist it from coming back into the whip.
Okay.
Also, it's straining your material with the
Okay.
screen. The check valve is really nothing to it. It's a screw, a spring, and a BB.
Okay.
I mean, that's really all it is.
And those get clean, replaced.
If there's a problem, this screen should be checked at least every couple of days while I thought it done went a long way. Anyway, while your hose is warming up, every couple of days. I'm not even saying every day, but every couple of days at least pop these out, look at them. That's why you need some kind of spray.
Some WD-40s.
WD-40 tends to swell O-rings up, so I prefer like brake part cleaner.
Okay.
It might dry the O-ring out, but you can grease the O-ring right back up and pop it back in.
Okay.
So, but if you look at it and it's clean, there's no reason to do anything. Just pop it back in, but make sure you do one side at a time, because if you get A side on your hands and you pop it back in and then you take the B side out, you just foamed up that screen on the other side. Makes sense?
Que tienes que hacer una por un lado.
And
Ya lo viste.
so I don't have to take this apart. I'm gonna pop everything out of here. These are not marked A and B. That's why when I clean a gun, I keep
You separate it.
I always like to work on a gun in this direction.
Okay.
So because that's the way I'm holding it.
¿Oíste?
Okay.
Que como no, estos güeyes no tienen A y B, Esta la pone aquí y esa la pone allá para que veas acá y esa allá para que no las mixes.
Make sure you don't, yeah. That's why I like doing one side at a time when I'm cleaning.
Dice
and
que
then
le
pop
gusta
it back
hacer
in.
un lado por un lado primero.
All right, so you see where it goes through the screen and it fills up inside there and there's the 2 holes in the bottom.
Correct.
That's the next spot it's going into. And it goes into what we call the side seal housing. This piece I'm unthreading right here. Right in between those 2 O-rings is where that hole is, and it's filling the inside of this up with the material. And there's a little spring to help keep pressure of it against the mix chamber, which we'll get to. But it just fills up inside there, and that's where the fluid is going to come out at that tip.
Okay.
We tracking so far?
Yes.
I want to point out that this is side seal. That's what this is called with that O-ring. So if you're looking at the O-ring, this is the side seal O-ring, and this is side seal housing. There's an inner, because that's facing the inside of the gun, and an outer. This is a little bit thicker, a little bit bigger of O-ring than this one.
That one.
So outer side seal housing, inner side seal housing. So let me pull this other side off. These are labeled A and B, so you can't really, unless
Mess
you
it
weren't paying attention, you really shouldn't be able to
Sé que
mix
esas
them up.
sí tienen su ahí, ve.
I'm still, you see how I'm still
Yeah,
keeping
separated,
this
yeah.
is habit of mine, just to keep everything separated. All right, so your fluid's going through there. We know where it's at next in that side seal, and it's pressurized in there.
Correct.
And when you are spraying, when you squeeze the trigger, air pulls this piston back, causing the mixing chamber to come back, and it lines those 2 small holes.
So that's
See those small holes on
Yeah.
there? When you're spraying, it's in that position, and the side seal pieces are letting fluid inside those small holes at the same time, and they're coming out the tip. Make
like
sense?
the airless, like the paint sprayers.
Yeah. So it's just doing this all day when you're spraying. Every time you release the trigger, it's
Yeah.
up, and air automatically rushes in them holes, and when you pull it, it lines it back up, and you're spraying. So, but you see how fast that stuff reacts?
Yeah.
So if you get a clog on one side from something, you can see how fast it can clog the inside of the gun up. That's what we call a crossover. When you're spraying and one side gets a restriction of some sort or whatever, the screen got a clog or something, and not as much pressure is on one side as the other, then the pressure inside there can cross over this mixing chamber in here
To the other side.
to the other side, making a little foam ball over there. And that's all it should ever be if you follow the instructions I'm fixing to give you.
Okay.
Because if you're spraying and you're watching the color of the material coming out, if it goes brown, then you know it's nothing but A. Don't squeeze the trigger. Let go and don't squeeze the trigger again. You'll have just a small crossover. Or if it comes out just clear and not that yellowish tint because the brown's not in there, then it's just B side. Do the same thing. Stop. Most new guys, curiosity kills them because they'll be spraying and something weird come out and they'll be like, huh, what was that?
And they keep
Oh,
going.
that's weird. Why is that happening? And they keep squeezing trigger, and all you do is package your gun more and more inside with foam.
Got you.
So when you see a color change, stop.
Okay.
The second thing I have people watch is the pressure, and I'm talking about air pressure coming out of the gun. What if your compressor runs out of gas and the air pressure is down low? When you release the trigger, air is running through there, blowing the excess foam out of the And so if you have low pressure, it's not going to blow it out very well.
Correct.
So keep an eye on that. The last but almost most important thing is while you're spraying, every once in a while you're going to do a pattern check by just holding about 12 to 16 inches away from the surface and just hitting the trigger real quick, and it'll show you a circle.
Yeah.
If it doesn't look like a circle, it looks like Pac-Man, or it's got a weird L shape.
That means that the air
There's
is
something.
there.
No, it means there's something clogging the barrel.
Okay.
And that's when you would take your drill bit and clean the barrel
Clean it in,
out.
okay.
We tracking so far?
Yes.
All right. So this right here is what we call the air cap. It does 2 things. It keeps the air from leaking around and out this side by that O-ring, but it also is holding this nozzle down in place.
Okay.
This is the piece that actually gives you that good round pattern that we're just talking about. The piece that you would run your drill bit in and out of. So that's your nozzle. This is your air cap. Then that's the mixing chamber right there. But to get to it, we have to take the fluid block off of the gun to get to the mixing chamber all the way. After those 2 bolts come out, this will slide right off. This O-ring right here likes to get lost because it doesn't stay on there very well. Actually, it is right now, but anyways, a lot of times you see it just pops off. So we got to make sure that you don't lose that. Here's your mixing chamber, just like I was explaining. That's pressed up tight. That's why that spring is in there, because it's holding it tight against that. and it's rubbing back and forth all the whole time.
So that might wear out with time.
Yeah, over time it does wear out.
Okay.
It will
It
over
will.
time. And sometimes some sand can get in there and scratch a groove into this or into this, and it will cause a little bit of a leak. That's where my next. Any questions so far?
No, we're
You feel
good.
like
Yeah,
you're
we're good. Yeah.
Okay, so when we open the valves, I'm going to tell you 3 things: crack it, the
Okay.
valve open just barely, checking for leaks, and blow by.
Okay.
And then if you don't have those things, you can go ahead and open it. Then go to the other side, crack, check, open. Leaks are going to be obvious to see. They'll just start pouring out somewhere where an O-ring is supposed to be sealed and it's not. And this is something that may not happen for a long time, but it's a good habit to be crack, check for leaks, and blow by. Blow by could be because you see how this is a metal-to-metal contact.
Yes.
Remember how I said if sand got in there and that could scratch a groove?
Yeah.
Well, when you put 1,400, 1,500